Hello everybody, it's Yashar here, back again with another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about the 3 stocks that I'll probably buy on Monday. The stock market is in a significant correction at the moment. I would not call it a crash yet, but it is in a correction, and I believe we have been presented with an excellent buying opportunity here. The downturns in the stock market can last anywhere between a few weeks to a few years. The market can go up, can go down, can stay flat, or can be volatile. And as such, you can never predict what is going to happen in the short term. Any YouTuber, any person on Reddit, any friend or family member who claim that they can predict the market behavior in the short term, they are just simply lying. It's impossible to predict what is going to happen in the short term, and that's why on this channel I only focus on long-term investing and doing actual discounted cash flow and future earnings calculations. If a stock seems undervalued according to my assumption and calculations, I would just buy it and I don't wait for the stock to fall further. This strategy worked very well for me in the past and I would continue to do so. Next week, I want to use this opportunity in the markets and buy 3 different stocks. I already own all of these companies in my portfolio, but I believe there is a great opportunity to add to my position as they are undervalued at the moment in my opinion. The stocks I'm going to buy are 2 Canadian stocks, Equitable Group and Brookfield Asset Management, and 1 US stock, which is Google or Alphabet. I already analyzed Equitable Group and Brookfield Asset Management stocks in detail in 2 separate videos on this channel, and I will leave a link to those videos in the description box below. In this video, I will talk a little bit about each business and will then explain my strategy for buying these stocks next week. Before starting the video, I want to emphasize that I'm not a financial advisor. This video is not a financial advice for you to buy, hold, or sell any of these stocks. This is just my personal opinion. You should always do your own research before making any financial decision. With that being said, let's start this video. If I want to tell you about one single company that I'm comfortable investing in and don't look at my portfolio for the next 20 years, it is Google. Right now I own 3 shares of Google in my TFSA, which even after this huge market sell-off is up 33%. I also own Google in my RRSP. In my opinion, Google has the largest moat in the entire tech sector and maybe the entire stock market, and I cannot compare any other company to Google in this regard. To make things crystal clear, I use Google products and services every single day. My phone operating system and even my smartwatch operating system is Android. I use Google Chrome as my internet browser and their search engine and YouTube for my day-to-day needs. I use Google Maps for navigation, Gmail and Google Cloud for my job, and I use their smart home products like Nest Thermostat, Nest Doorbell, and their Wi-Fi extenders in our house every single day. Google is also the largest holding in my personal portfolio. Therefore, I'm a fan of the company and I'm also a shareholder. I think all of us are familiar with Google business, their services and products, and I don't need to really go into the detail. But from the revenue side of the things, most of the revenue comes from Google services, particularly from Google search and YouTube advertisement. Right now, Google is so dependent on the advertisement on their main platforms such as Google search engine and YouTube. But the nice aspect of Google services is that it's extremely high profit margin, which gives Google flexibility to use the cash flow from their main business and invest it in riskier projects for even more revenue in the future. Their cloud business is a good example of a successful investment, which is now growing significantly year over year and could be even a larger contributor to their revenue in the coming years than Google services itself. I want to briefly mention a few of their other risky projects, which they call it moonshots here. Google Self-Driving Electric Car Moonshot Project, Waymo, Smart Glass Enterprise Edition, Dandelion, which is a green geothermal-based house cooling and warming solution, Brain, which is an AI solution in real world, Foghorn, which is a seawater fuel project. Basically, they produce fuel from salt in the seawater, and Terra, which is an optical wireless communication system. Because Google has such a strong cash flow from their main business, from their services, they can afford to take on these risky projects. Even if 1 or 2 of these projects become successful, they can significantly increase Google moat and their earnings in the future. And even if none of them are successful, this investment would not hurt Google as much because they have so much financial flexibility from their main business. And this is the beauty of having a cash flow machine like Google. Right now, their shares are traded on NASDAQ for almost $2,400 US, and Google share price dropped almost 20% from its all-time high in the recent market correction. This is an amazing time to add to Google, and I would probably buy one more share of Google in my RRSP on Monday. I recently analyzed Equitable Group stock in detail in another video, and therefore I'm not going to cover the details of the stock here. Equitable Group is the holding company of EQ Bank, and it provides various traditional financial and investment services as an alternative and online bank in Canada. Right now they pay a dividend with a starting yield close to 1.8%, and their shares are traded on TSX for almost 62 Canadian dollar at the time of recording this video. Equitable Group share price dropped almost 25% from its all-time high in the recent market correction. In a rising interest rate environment, their mortgage business may hurt a little bit, but their financial services and especially saving accounts will perform very well, and as such, I am definitely bullish about the future of Equitable Group. I think this is a great opportunity to buy this amazing business with a strong balance sheet and a strong growth potential at a discount. I already started to dollar cost average into Equitable Group during this dip and will probably buy another chunk of shares on Monday. The last company in my list is Brookfield Asset Management. I have a detailed stock analysis video on BAM and therefore don't want to go into the depth of the business here. Brookfield is an asset management company which not only invests in traditional venture capital and private equity assets, but also their main focus is on real assets or alternative assets, which means real estate, renewable power generation facilities, infrastructures, healthcare, and potentially software business. They have a global diversity in terms of their assets, and they operate in more than 30 countries around the world. Brookfield has a long-term perspective when it comes to investment and value, and I personally have a lot of faith in the company operations and management. Right now they pay a dividend with a starting yield of a little bit over 1%, and their shares are traded on TSX for almost 65 Canadian dollar at the time of recording this video. BAM share price dropped almost 16% from its all-time high in the recent market correction. In a rising interest rate environment, their business will do pretty well because a lot of high-debt, low-margin companies will go underwater, and Brookfield can buy those companies for pennies on a dollar and make huge profits from a potential recession. I'm definitely bullish about the future of BAM, and I think this is a great opportunity to buy this amazing business with a strong balance sheet at a discount. I already have a large core position in BAM and will probably buy another chunk of shares on Monday. There you are, guys. These are the 2 Canadian stocks and 1 US stock that I will probably buy on Monday if the price of course remains relatively the same or goes lower than this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel to see similar videos. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video. Farewell.